there, this is Tina from A Life Designed. I want to share a marriage tip with you today, something that could give you much more peace of mind and reduce conflict in your marriage. Doesn't that sound awesome? The concept is of manuals. You may have heard this as expectations in the past, but the Life Coach School teaches this as manuals, and I just love that concept because it gives us an image, a visual image of a manual, like an instruction manual. And so the idea is that we all have these instruction manuals for how we think other humans should behave when they're in relationship with us. So these manuals apply to all of the relationships in our lives, but today we're just going to focus on the marriage relationship. So imagine on your wedding day, if you handed your husband a book of all of the rules that he has to follow to be married to you. That's what a manual is. It's like an instruction manual for how people should think and be and behave around you. So that sounds like a super crazy thought, right? And we're all like, I don't have those kinds of manuals for the people in my life, but we do. We all do. And so it's nothing to feel bad about. It's just something to be aware of. And knowing, first of all, that we have these manuals in our minds can help us when we want to feel more peace. Because when we have these expectations in a relationship that are not getting met, we feel frustrated inside. And when we feel frustrated inside, that frustration comes out of us too, right? And it affects all of the people in our lives. So some of the most common manuals or expectations that I hear from my clients are things like, my husband should help me more. My husband should know what I'm thinking. My husband should play more with the kids. My husband should be more romantic. My husband should work more. Less. Most of us don't want him to work more. I'm sorry, that's so backwards. We should work less. But so you get the idea that we have all these thoughts in our minds of things that we want them to do. And they show up in like the tiniest little sneakiest ways too. I'm not sure if you guys have ever experienced this one, but let's just say after dinner, you're in the kitchen cleaning everything up, washing the dishes and the counters and the table, and your husband goes and sits in the family room and starts watching TV or playing games on his phone. You might think to yourself, like, he should be helping me. Why am I the only one in here? I work just as hard as he does. Right? And so that little thought sows a seed of discontentment, and it makes you discontent inside with the whole situation that's going on, and it can cause friction and resentment in your marriage. So what I would like to offer you is to just start to be aware of the manuals that you have for your husband, and then you can either choose what to do with them when they come up. When you come up with one of those he should be doing kind of a thoughts, you can either decide to reframe it or actually ask for the help that you wish you were getting. And so by reframing something, I mean, it could be where if your husband went and sat down after dinner, it could be something like, I know he had a really stressful day today, so I'm sure that relaxation feels really good to him. Or even to yourself, like, oh, this is only going to take me 2 more minutes. It's not a big deal. If those thoughts, if you can't reframe it in a way like that, that you're good with, that you're comfortable with, that you're not resentful with, then maybe you need to ask him for help. And I love to teach women how to do this in such a positive way. A lot of times what comes out of our mouth is that negativity, like, do you think you could help me in here? Like, why are you sitting down? Instead, if we were to say something like, hey, honey, I would love to sit on the couch and relax with you. Can you help me? And they, more likely than not, will help you. I am telling you, there is so much magic in actually asking for what we want and what we need. And I would just like to invite you to consider that. What would it be like for you if you could get rid of some of those seeds of discontentment and ask for the help that you need? I think it would be really huge. And I would love to hear from you if you try it and let me know how it goes. Try it for like a week. Don't just try it one time, but give yourself like a time period of a week to experiment with it and see what you notice, see how much of those negative thoughts that you notice and how many you can either reframe or just ask for the help you need. So cool, so helpful. This is one of the things that I definitely have worked on in my marriage and my clients work on in their marriages. And this is one of the tools that will help you get to a place where you will feel like your husband couldn't do more for you most of the time. I'm telling you, this is totally possible for you, and this is one of those amazing tools that will help you get there. I know that it does seem easier said than done, and it does help to have someone teaching you about it and helping you and coaching you through it. So if you want that help, reach out to me, send me a message. We'll set up a conversation where we can talk about just exactly what's going on in your marriage that might be frustrating you. And then we'll look at what you want it to look like, how you think it should be, and we'll come up with a plan for how you can achieve it. All right, I hope this was helpful, some food for thought, something to noodle on. If you have questions, send me a message and I'll be happy to answer them for you. All right, guys, have an awesome day.